Hello, I'm Brian Fox. Welcome to my channel, I Hate Rock Music. Today I'm going to talk about an unlikely band from Sweden called Teddy Bears STHLM. And of course, over the years they've dropped the STHLM. But they came out of Stockholm, Sweden in 1991. Originally they called themselves Skull, but decided that was too cliched, and then they changed their name to Teddy Bears because it sounded kind of the opposite of their music. But Patrick Arba, Joachim Holland, and Clark Holland, two brothers, make up this band. And they've had a career mostly doing a lot of pop music since 2000. So the year 2000, they came out with an album called Rock and Roll High School. And from that point on, they started doing a lot of pop material. Sometimes it was electronica, sometimes it was rap. And they've collaborated with all kinds of pop icons like CeeLo, Robin, and even Iggy Pop. But they started out their career doing hardcore punk, aggro punk, rock, whatever you want to call it. And it's really astonishing, and that's why I'm talking about them. Their first record came out in 1991 called Women in Pain, and the second one came out in 1993, Extra Pleasure EP. And unfortunately, those are really hard to get. I haven't been able to find them anywhere, but I'm going to keep looking because in 1993 they released an album called You Are Teddy Bears, and then followed it up 3 years later in 1996 with I Can't Believe It's the Teddy Bears. And I have to say they're two of the most ferocious, over-the-top, post-hardcore rock records I've ever heard, and I would put them up against anybody. And it's really interesting because when you listen to those two records, you hear a little bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers, you hear a lot of DOA, and you hear a lot of No Means No. And if you're familiar with all three of those bands, then you got a pretty good idea what you're in for. The singer can spit out words faster than a rapper, and the bass player is incredibly accomplished and does a lot of popping a la Flea and Red Hot Chili Peppers. And the guitar is just brutal. And it's just hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that both those two albums, You Are the Teddy Bears and I Can't Believe It's the Teddy Bears, are just amazing. And all the riffs are really great. The songs themselves are really great, and they're pretty much punishing and in your face and over the top, and great guitar work. The whole band is just killer. And the fact that those two records are great from start to finish, with a lot of material, really says a lot. And I know there's probably a lot of people out there that have either not heard of them at all or have heard a lot of their pop records they've been doing in the last 20 some odd years, including huge music awards in Sweden. And as I pointed out, collaborating with international stars, including a lot of rappers. I'm not really crazy about that stuff, but I admire the fact that they changed their sound completely, overhauled it, and it ended up being very successful at what they do. But I'm focusing in on those two albums that are just masterpieces of post-hardcore rock, just unbelievable. As usual, I'll post the links below, and you can hear them and check them out for yourself. And I highly recommend listening to both albums from start to finish. Just unbelievable. If they were a British band or an American band, everybody would know who they are. But the fact that these records came out and are relatively unnoticed is really an utter shame. And a lot of their records came out in the U.S. and Europe, but a lot of them are fairly hard to come by. And as I pointed out, I'm going to continue searching for their first two records, Women in Pain, particularly in 1991, because I assume it's going to be even more insane and cool post-hardcore rock. But I'm going to put the links below, as I said. Check them out and prepare yourself. Just they're masterpieces, just total masterpieces. And I love those two records, and I'm glad that we have them. Unfortunately, I wish I could recommend the rest of their catalog, but they made the transition complete. They definitely went full on pop and span a lot of pop genres like rap, electronica, pop, and the like. And hats off to him for doing that. But boy, these two albums for me are masterpieces of rock, and pretty much as good as anybody and better than most. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.